is Tarik Talk. Your host, Tarik Mendes, takes you on a journey with guests from all around the world. Broadcasting around the world. Around the world. This is Tarik Talk.
Alright guys, today I am at Affordable Art Fair at booth F3 with Harshaw Collective. Can you tell us about this amazing gallery a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm Etta, the founder of Harshaw Collective, and we're here today with 3 female artists, all kind of talking about the places they call home outside of the U.S. So we have Johanna Castilla, who is a Finnish artist, Uzo Njoku, who's a Nigerian-born artist who grew up in Virginia and is now based in New York, and Gabriella Kramer, who is from California and moved to Israel for about 12 years and moved back a couple years ago.
Oh, that's so cool. Are you the one that curated the booth?
Yes.
I just gotta say it looks amazing. It's so well curated.
Thank
grabs
you.
your attention. So you have a total of 3 artists, correct?
Yes, in this booth.
Okay, that's so cool. And you represent more artists in your gallery?
Yeah, we've worked with probably over 40 artists in total, but we don't exclusively represent any of these artists because we don't have a permanent location, so we don't want to limit them to just showing with us when we can't be sure what opportunities we'll have for them.
Absolutely, that makes so much sense. And is this your first time at the Affordable Art Fair?
It is, yes. So we were lucky enough to receive the fellowship, and it is a program for 3 editions of the fair, and this is our first time around.
Oh wow, congratulations, that's so cool.
Thank you.
And do you have any other art fairs you're participating this year or next year?
So we just participated in Spring Break Art Show. But nothing else. Thank you. Nothing else for this season.
Okay, awesome. And then, how a little behind the scenes, how did you put this together? How was that experience for you?
Yeah, so I've worked with all of these artists before. We had a solo show with Uzo in 2023 called Apartment 26, and she showed some of these works, and we turned the gallery into the apartment that she paints in the paintings.
Yeah.
And so this wallpaper she designed,
oh, wow.
and we had it installed in the gallery for that show, and we kind of built out a living room with some of her furniture designs
That's
as
amazing.
well. And then we have Johanna, who also had a solo show, and her work is a mixture between textile and painting. And something really interesting is that she has, because she kind of just paints freely on canvases and then tears them up and sews them back together, there's actually painting on the other side. So what we did was hang them from the center of the room so people could see
both sides. That's so creative.
And then we have Gabriella Kramer, who is here with us today, and she is an abstract painter, and we paired her with another artist named Nicole James. So we had small exhibitions with all 3 of these artists, and I thought they went really nicely together.
Oh my god, they absolutely do. That's so cool. And do you represent mostly painters, or do you have photographers, sculptures?
Yeah, so we mostly do painters, but we're always looking for other mediums. Sculpture and photography can be a little bit hard because you have to think about printing the photography and framing it, which can be expensive. And working with emerging artists, we don't always have the funds on their end to have all of that production.
Yeah.
And as an emerging gallery, we can't always take on that overhead. And then sculpture, you have to think about pedestals and that kind of thing, but we're always open to it, and we really like to make the space immersive, and sculpture is a great way to do that.
Oh, I love that. And were you always in the arts? That's how did your love of art, where did your love of art come from?
Yeah, so I grew up always doing different forms of art. My mom went to art school, and she's a sculptor.
Oh, nice.
And she also restores antiques, but her parents were both painters, and they were studying under abstract expressionists in the 60s, and they were really involved with legislation that was going on to find affordable housing for artists, and they ended up buying 2 buildings in the West Village with another family, which at the time were pretty cheap. It wasn't a developed neighborhood yet, and it obviously grew a lot in value, and they put the grandkids' names on it as we were born, and so it sold when I was in college studying art history, and I had been interning in the art world. And I really enjoyed working with artists and kind of being hands-on with the art itself, but found that the art world wasn't the place I had hoped it would be.
Yeah.
So when I found out I was getting money from that building selling, I started planning a gallery. And I took business classes in college and used it as my project for all of those classes and got feedback on my business plan. And then when I graduated, kind of just went head first.
Oh, wow, that's
into,
amazing.
Yeah, the business.
Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
Where do you see Harsh Collective in like 10 years? Like, what do you hope to do?
I hope we have a brick and mortar, a permanent space. I really hope that we have the opportunity to do a lot of events where we can build a little bit of a community in the art world and make it more of a welcoming place.
Yeah.
Really make artists and art lovers be that place where they can connect.
Yeah.
And collectors can get to know artists can get to understand collectors and viewers.
That's amazing.
Kind of mutually beneficial, enjoyable space.
That's so cool. And how was the curating process for you? Like, how do you put it together? Do you have to have like all of the work in front of you? Do you plan it on the iPad, or is it very organic for you?
Yeah, a lot of the times it really comes together when I see the pieces in person. So for Gabriella's show, she was paired with an artist who does figurative work, very detailed still lives, but there's often a sense of motion in them, so it's hard to call them still lives a little bit. But we thought the colors went really nicely together, but when we finally got them in the same room, there were these crazy compositional similarities. And so all of this gets planned in sort of a business sense. And then when you see the art in person, everything just changes.
Yeah, that's amazing. And can you share the gallery's Instagram, please?
Yeah, it's Harshaw Collective NYC.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Loved hearing all the stories, and I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully we see each other around soon. And best of luck this weekend. Thank you so much. And guys, we're in booth F3. Please check them out.
Thank you for listening to Tarik Talk. Follow Tarik Talk on all social media channels and check out the video interviews online.